Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. This week, we want to introduce you to Phil McDaniels, our Wichita Postcard Club newsletter editor, who does the most wonderful newsletters every single month. If you're a member, you know what I'm talking about, and if you're not, you need to be a member. In any case, Phil also this year is our very special Sunday morning Wichita Postcard Club speaker. We have a speaker series, something that most clubs and shows do not have, but we've been trying to do this for years and years to help educate other collectors and dealers about their special interests. And it's just wonderful if you look back at all of our show themes and think back about all of the many speakers we've had through the years telling us about their particular passion or what they're really looking for. So please let me introduce Phil McDaniels, and we'll hear about this year's speaker. Thank you.
And thank you, Al. I'm really excited to go ahead and put the presentation together for you all in October. Um, World's Fairs and Expositions is what got me interested in starting in collecting postcards. I grew up in San Diego, California, and we would go to Balboa Park regularly, which was the host area for the both 1915 and 1935 expositions in San Diego. Balboa Park is home to the San Diego Zoo. It's home to a big gathering of different museums and festival halls. And as a kid, we would go to the park and take advantage of those attractions. And I didn't even realize that they were leftovers from the World's Fairs and were still in use. And I finally made the connection and realized that a lot of those views were shown up on postcards in places that I remembered. So I can recall my first outing at the Wichita show in October, looking exclusively for World's Fairs and adding to my collection as the years went on. And it kind of branched out into not only the San Diego World's Fairs, but primarily World's Fairs on the West Coast, which also included, of course, San Francisco in 1915, and the Seattle World's Fair in 1909. Of course, as postcard collectors, you don't stop at one topic, and more topics and interests that come to light, and you can discover, of course, those interests on postcards. So that's where my main outlook and undertaking started, was with World's Fairs.
You have a card to show us, Phil?
I do. I have several that I have today. I'll start with the booster card that was produced for the San Francisco World's Fair. And this card dates back to about 1911. And San Francisco was in battle with both San Diego and New Orleans to host the World's Fair. There had been plans to host a World's Fair dating back to about 1904 in San Francisco. And they were so much better prepared to hold it than their rivals in San Diego and New Orleans. They had the backing of a lot of the richer people in San Francisco, and they lobbied tremendously by means of those postcards, and they would have citizens mail that postcard out to their friends and relatives and important people throughout the country, hoping to enlist and get those people on their side to have Congress allot funds to get the fair going. It's a beautiful card, a poster type card, and a very common card just because so many were published and sent out. It's a great card. Card number 2 also dates from about that time. This is a series about 5 different views of this young lady posing with the California poppy, which is the state flower of California, and also a Panama hat. It's an interesting card. I've never really understood why they had so many different views of this young lady. But this was also a booster card to get people on board. And some of the views are a little bit harder to find, but this one is in exceptional condition and is one of the gems from my own collection. The third card, just real quickly, is from the San Diego Exposition. San Diego was just in size, just a small percentage of the population in San Francisco. They put a good fight to have the exposition held in San Diego, but they couldn't compete, both monetarily wise or with the overall people that were on board up there. After it was decided by Congress that San Francisco would indeed be the site where the fair was held, they decided to just go on and stage their own exposition. It was much smaller in size and scope. I'll be talking about that. It was more of a fair to showcase the San Diego fair. So much less participation either by different states or different countries in holding it. It actually stretched on into 1916 after San Francisco Fair closed. And most of the exhibits from the San Francisco Fair were brought down to San Diego by train. And the fair continued on for about another year after that. So the length of time held was much longer in scope.
Thank you, Phil. Boy, this kind of whets our appetite, doesn't it? Just think of being able to come on the 16th. That's a Sunday morning, the 16th of October. It's kind of early. We start at 8 o'clock. And the reason for that is that we want to get everyone up, and we know having them there perky and everything to be in attendance for the speaker. But what we're doing is to allow time for the presentation, and we'll record the presentation and with questions and answers afterwards. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll be finished there and we'll walk back to the venue at the All Saints Gymnasium for the show. And the Wichita show will open on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. So if you would rather do something else that morning, you could sleep in, but we would like to invite you to come and be with us Sunday morning, October 16th, at McGilvey Hall, just west of where the gymnasium is there at All Saints. And that's kind of in the northeast corner, if you look at, say, a bird's eye view of Hillside and East Harry. So we'll look forward to seeing you there, Phil, and hope that everyone will come and attend the the 44th Wichita Postcard Club show that weekend of October 15 and 16. Thanks, Phil, for being here today and helping us promote all of this, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.
You bet. Bye-bye.